Hi guys, James here at Miss Soul Car Finance. Just thought I'd explain the headline here of pay no fees, keep 100% of your claim, and our solicitors packs now available to the public. All seems a bit shocking and a bit extreme, but the reality is we attended the Supreme Court, we've drilled through everything in detail with the content of the submissions, various other documents, various other individuals and people that contributed to the Supreme Court. We've had one-on-one conversations with various people. So we've been working a process since January, knowing that this was a possibility. They were trying to push for a redress. Our system covers every scenario, and I'll explain in a wee second, but it was a hidden commission. So the DCA redress, the FCA are looking to try put something in place. Who knows how that'll shape up, or whether there'll be a lot of objections for a lot of the legal firms and that have maybe spent millions on getting the customers together. But as of now, this is where we're going. We're looking to give the customer a client control centre. So because what we're finding just now with the DCAs coming up, say a customer's got 6 cars, at the moment it just seems an absolute disaster. And if you're a funder, you'll be wondering where your money's going and what's going to come back to you. If you're an introducer, you're probably going to wonder, is there going to be any clawback? Because half of these things won't work and whatever else. And if you're a solicitor, you're maybe looking at, the exposure you have and whether you think you get 10,000 clients, you might end up with 5,000 and chasing the rest of them for fees or whatever because they've been paid out direct or they went and done their own thing, or they're signed up with 2 or 3 solicitors. Duplicates is going to be the devil, and that is it. It already is. People don't know of it. Funders don't know about it. Solicitors maybe don't know, and introducers just don't realise how big a problem that is constantly. So this system here is literally, centred around the client and the customer. It's literally get the customer, identify all the cars that they have. Now, bearing in mind the data that we have, the National Vehicle Finance database that we've got, we could get so much more options. So we're going to pull the customer's cars together, put them all in one spot and identify to the customer how many claims they've got. That's the first thing, because it's been a total mess at the moment. We're then going to say, okay, with these 6 cars that you've got, 3 of them will qualify for the redress scheme through the DCA, or maybe when the FCA get that kicked in or something similar. So what we're saying is there's no point in signing the customer up for the customer's point of view, and they're paying 28% in fees for redress. They don't need that. Now the option is we either lose them because they'll just disappear, or we keep them on board but get the job done right for them. Make sure they know all their cars and what ones they're chasing. Then once we've looked after them almost for free at this point, we're not taking a fee, albeit there will be a fee for this. It's for the full initial one, it'll be about £150, and then for each additional car that we package up, it'll be £100. So it's no more, no less than you would get from a solicitor, between 150 to 400. So basically the customer is getting value for money, and where the money will get made, if they need, like on the hidden commission, perhaps they might need legal or to do some sort of litigation, then we'll take them across there. But the good thing is they're then not paying 28% on the cars that they don't need to. I think that's the critical thing. With us, these 6 cars, we can then identify whether there's other areas, like say for example the finance claim that was with Volkswagen, where they were repossessing the cars. We did an article on it. The cars went up 42% in 2022, and then they started repossessing cars with as little as 1 month missed payment, and that was an absolute scandal. They paid back, I think, 21 million or 5.5 million. I think they paid the customers and were fined 21 million, I think it was, or 21 million fined and paid the customers back 5 million. Either way, it was a wee bit wrong what they done, but we worked it out, I think they made 100 odd million off it or something like that. So calculated wee mistake from Volkswagen again, knowing the penalties wouldn't be worse than what they actually brought in. So I think that's our thing now. The reason we're doing this, get the customers, all their cars together. The customer then knows at that one point, everything's together. We can say to them, right, okay, the hidden commission, you might need that legal support or litigation, that's fine. These other claims, we can just, reach out and see if we can get the other claims pulled in for them as well. There was negative equity at this point. The cars went up 42% as well. If a car was settlement figure was 10 grand and they get 12 grand at auction, they were keeping the 2 grand. So there's a lot of money sitting in there, and we just have to identify that area. And bear in mind, I've got all the BCA accounts and everything else, so I know exactly what cars we're going through and everything else. So I've got all that simply because we're a trader. This was really our experience, and this was the kind of 10,000 customers that we spoke about who categorically said, no, we're doing our own thing. And we went back to about 2 years later, there's about 15% managed to get through. And that's why we're giving all that information to customers now. We want them to be able to go from this area, and with the solicitors pack, they'll be able to land between 50 to 70% of the journey on their claim. Because the biggest, as solicitors know, introducers know, anybody that's went through these claims knows the hardest part is getting information and all the proof together and the evidence, as it were. So pretty much that's the thing. The other key area is, as time's going on, every year there's 2 million deals dropping off the system as far as getting information. We've asked a lot of the companies to preserve the information for us, or the evidence, whatever way you want to look at it. Some of them are doing that, but we know for a fact that some companies are disposing of it, or they're sort of pushing it out the premises. So this was our experience. Literally, we just want every client getting looked after, getting paid out as much as they can, spending as little money as they need to. We're a commercial operation, we want to make money. And the only thing I would say, that model that we've got is probably the model that should be in play if you're using your own money. Me personally, spend our own money in the business, we've used all our own money. Some of the stuff that I'm seeing going on kind of is a wee bit concerning, because I'm wondering, there doesn't seem a lot of controls in it, and there's duplicates, triplicates, whatever, and there's funders probably spending, hundreds of millions in areas where they're not going to recoup their money, or it's going to be up for dispute. Trust me when I say this, we've drilled down this, and would I not, having spent our own money, we're trying to get as much money returned as we can. But I just think it's right, if you look after the customer, we'll still get a 28% later on when they need it, on the litigation side of it. So what I would say, if you're looking to maybe be involved in the Missile car finance, I don't think there's anybody, as advanced as ourselves, get as much detail, and I mean in the business side, as far as like the motor trade. We're in the auctions, we're in the dealers, we're at the finance companies, etc. I think we're well connected with all the right people to find out as much information. So I think, if you're looking at getting involved in it, then certainly give us a call. If you're funders or whatever it is, I think you should maybe well worth having a wee chat with us, because I think the landscape has changed, and from where we were 4 years ago, completely different. The automation's a lot better, but a lot worse then for the duplicates, and there's a lot of funders rushing in, and they're maybe not getting the controls, or they're not realising they're funding cases that are already funded elsewhere, and there's going to be no returns on them. But I think we've got all the controls that we can put in place. We've changed the dynamics of it all. So we'd love you to maybe get in touch with us, and we'll have a nice wee chat. Thanks.